Beyond the podcast of 1984. Beyond the podcast of 1984. Beyond the podcast of 1984.
I have crawled into your ear, into your very mind, taking control of everything that you are. Here we are, beyond the podcast of 1984, and pretty amazing. I wish I could remember. Was this 1990 Space 1999? When did the nuclear dump on the moon explode? Now I can't remember. Was it 99? I thought it was Space 1999. Yeah. Space 1999. What's that going to do with this? I don't know. I am the bizarre alien, and I tend to confuse people and sometimes even confuse myself. But that's just how I am. And it's how I will always be. And no, I don't have dementia, because if I did, if that was the case where I don't make any sense, then apparently that's something I've had all my life. No, I just, I get carried away. I have brain farts. I forget things. Blah, 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 blah. Anyways, here we are at another episode here of season 2 of my show. And one thing that I've been saying for a long, long time in my letters, sometimes, well, I don't really write too many letters nowadays. I'm trying to get back into that. But anyhow, what I used to write a lot when I was writing letters a lot, also in emails, messages, and other, and other wordings, is I like to end a lot of my words with "keep the filth." And in case you're wondering where that came from, it all began many, many years ago. I think it was about 1989. There was this speed thrash metal band called Craze, and they had a couple demos out. Really nice guys. I think I did an interview with them or something like that. Maybe it was my friend Jerry. But anyways, they were cool guys. I have a promo picture of them. It's pretty freaking hilarious. I don't know. Maybe I could try to find it. No, it's not a promo picture. It's like an original. It's like a photo that they sent me. And they're cool guys. I mean, no insult or anything. Not the greatest band, but not bad. You know, they're just like a speed thrash band when that stuff was really big around 88, 89. They'd been around for a little while. Anyways, so I used to write to one of the band members. There was a really nice guy. It was always like really short letters. But I mean, the fact that the guy wrote back, he was really cool. I think, I'm trying to remember if it was Tim Landis. I think that was his name. And I don't know if he probably never hear my show, but if you ever hear, hey man, I hope you're doing good. You guys are cool. The music was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. I think I had a copy of one of their demos. It was a long, long time ago. I first heard about them from a fanzine. They were interviewed in a fanzine called Raw Power, which I actually wrote a review of the Great Cats, Worship Me or Die. The cassette that I used to have, I did a review of it. And Mike that did it, he was a cool guy. Got back in touch with him a few years ago, and I think he dropped me off of Facebook. I don't know if I offended him. I think he became kind of religious or something, but that's fine, whatever. Raw Power was a really cool zine, man. A lot of metal bands and a lot of hardcore and stuff like that. It was a cool zine. Anyhow, back to Tim. I think it was Tim Landis that I wrote to. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Anyhow, he used to always end his letters with "keep the faith," and you know, I know he means well and everything, and but for me, you know, because I went through a religious phase a long, long time ago, probably a couple of times, and It's a long story. Maybe I'll talk about it on an episode one of these days. But so I thought about it one day, and I was thinking about faith, and it's like, I don't know. I've never really had a lot of faith. I've tended to put myself down. I'm definitely not religious. I don't care for religion. If you do, that's fine. I don't. I'm not a big fan of religion. I'm also not an atheist. I believe in something, but I have my own thoughts and beliefs and all that stuff. Anyhow, one day it just hit me. I'm like, I can't remember who the first person I said this to, but I ended my letter with "keep the filth." And my philosophy has always been, the faith may let you down, but the filth will never leave you, because you're always going to be dirty no matter what. I mean, if you don't bathe, you're going to get dirty. But are you really dirty, or are you just a part of the earth? I mean, when I get dirty, I just got to get, itchy and all that. But anyhow, I've been saying that since about 88 or 89, keep the filth. And I've had a few other people say that. It's pretty cool. They kind of picked up on it. Area like this, like this show, and even in letters and stuff. And sometimes even on phone calls to my friends, I'll say, stay sick, take care, don't forget to change your underwear, and keep the filth. And I think I got the take scare part. I think I got that from Bloody Mess. Super cool guy. I've mentioned him a couple times on my show. Bloody, I'm really happy to be in touch with you again. You're an awesome dude. I'm a big fan of Bloody Mess and the Scabs. I really like to get off my butt and get a lot of the stuff that I'm missing, like the Veins and all the other bands that he's done. I did get the last Bloody Mess. What was it? I don't think it was the Scabs, but it was the album's Hungover and Stoned, and it's kick-ass. It's really good. There's even a country outlaw song on there that's really catchy. It's a really cool song, and then the rest of it's like punk, really kick-ass punk rock, and there's a really super cool radio interview that I really enjoyed. It was kind of hilarious too and really fun. But anyhow, I've picked up, some words from some like old friends. Might even taken "Stay Sick" from Steve-O from Imitago, who I miss. I was friends with Steve-O for quite a while. Bought a couple, one or two Impetigo 7 inches off him a long time ago. Now, Steve-O, it looks like you're doing good, dude. Lost touch quite a while ago, but that's okay. So here we are. But me just kind of explaining, I'm like, yeah, that's my saying, keep the filth, because I believe in the filth, because stink is everywhere. Stench is everywhere. I stink. I probably stink right now. I don't know. I don't care. But I stink every night when I work. I ride my bike. I stink. And it's just part of being alive. We smell. It's funny too. When you die, you usually stink too. But so anyhow, what was I gonna say? Moving right along with this episode, I did want to. It's been a while, but I wanted to thank whoever in Japan voted for this show. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. According to my buddy Tim, some Japanese folks are listening to it. Thank you very much. You folks are awesome. I'm a huge fan of Japanese cinema, especially like weirder films, and of course, the mighty Godzilla. And speaking of Godzilla, I wish Godzilla -1 would come out over here. It didn't even play in Spokane, and that's no surprise. Of course it didn't. I'm a huge fan of Godzilla. I own every Godzilla film at home. And I'm a big fan. I got a bunch of figures too. One of these days, if I ever get my place cleared up, if I'm still there, if I get it cleaned up, if I'm still there in the future, I'd like to set up a shelf and put up all my Godzilla and the few camera figures I have. But no, I love Japanese films. I was thinking about one of my favorite films the other day. Which one was it now? There's a bunch of them, but like Karaoke Terror, Entrails of a Virgin, Entrails of a Beauty. Apparently there is the third one that has never been released over here in the U.S. I'm guessing bootlegs probably. I believe it's called Rusted Angel. I just read. Oh, who is it? Is it Vinegar Syndrome? One of those mighty companies is putting it out. But there's a box set coming out, and it's all three. And I'm hoping it's going to be a region free. But I own two different releases of both those films. I have the Japan Shock DVDs with the really cool catalogs that come with them. And they're region free. I got them a long time ago. They were among the very first DVDs I got, thanks to my friend Sean. Thanks again, buddy. And then I ended up getting the Synapse films, releases of those films, which they did a beautiful job on those as well. And then I was thinking of Battle Girl Living Dead in Tokyo Bay. Such a badass movie. It's a very weird movie. It's got the very beautiful Cutie Suzuki, who is a famous wrestler in Japan, and I believe she's still around. She probably still looks great, but she is hot. I love her. This isn't another Japanese movie, which for life of me. Oh, I think it's is it Ninja Dragon? It's kind of a sci-fi, really cool, kick-ass movie. She's in it, and holy smoke, she's hot. Anyways, yeah, I was thinking. Oh, sorry, I keep doing that. That's probably my medicine. I took it earlier. I took it a little bit later than I should have, but it's been kicking in, so I've been really tired. Some crazy guy going crazy. Some orchestra. What am I talking about? I don't know. But no, I appreciate Japanese films. I love a lot of stuff over there. I was on a kick about 2 weeks ago rewatching a bunch of Takeshi Miike films. And I'm gearing up to rewatch some Shinya Tsukamoto because I freaking love that guy. I really want to watch Bullet Ballet, Haze, and Tokyo Fist again, because those films are freaking excellent. Especially Tokyo Fist is just a freaking amazing, violent, crazy, hyperkinetic film. I haven't seen anything by Mr. Tsukamoto in quite a while. Haven't seen anything about him online. Of course, where I used to see some posts by him were on that Twitter, aka X. I barely get on that site. To me, it seems like it's more like just like a blabberfest site for celebrities and porn stars, and doesn't really do anything for me. I mean, there's one gal I follow on there. She's like a wrestler promoter. She's a really super cool gal. I always get a really nice, usually just a like or something, or oh, thanks or something. But she's really cool. I need to get back on her and find out if she's on Instagram, which I have a lot. I have a lot more fun on that website. People can say what they want. I have fun on Instagram. I have fun on Facebook sometimes too. Yeah. So just thinking about some stuff. God, what was I thinking about? Who, how, why, where, what am I? I don't know. Or I don't really like calling myself a human being because I felt like I've never really fit in with the human race. When I was growing up, dealing constantly with bullies and assholes and just rotten people, and not always the best home life. Not always bad times though. Don't get me wrong, but definitely a few things that I just don't like thinking about, just some crummy times when I was a little kid, but especially when I was a really, really tiny, So I was trying to think, man, what was it? I was thinking something I was trying to think about. Well, I did forget to mention in my Who the is Ginger episode that many, many years ago, my best friend at the time, Wayne, he knew all about my dream girl. In fact, he had his own dream girl, Coco Fox. Beautiful fox girl. And we would talk about each other's dream girls. Just like, man, that's so cool. Because we're just, I don't know if you want to call us nerds, fine. I don't care. But I guess I still am. I mean, I'm 53 now, and I still have a dream woman, and I don't really care. A lot of people are like, oh, you gotta, you grow up, you grow out of that. It's like actually, she became my dream woman when I was like 21, I think. Yeah, I was about 21. 20, yeah, I was about 21 years old, and you know what? I think it's funny, like, oh, you grow out of that, like, whatever. Anyways, my buddy Wayne was like, he was supportive. He didn't think it was weird or anything. He thought it was really cool. In fact, he did a comic strip with her in it, which was really cool. She drew her. She was really cute. It was really funny. It was in an issue of my old comic book, Xenomorph, which he drew the cover for, too. He put Maxine the She-Cat, which is another one of my gals that I created a long time ago. And she's on the cover and really cute. Super cool art. But one day, just as a surprise, he made me a shirt. He had got all these fabric paints and it was really solid, but he actually made me a Ginger t-shirt. And the only thing that sucked is he put it on, he was walking around with it on, kissing it, and I just got really pissed off. I was like, come on. He's like, well, I made it. I'm like, yeah, but you're taking my dream woman, you're putting her on a shirt, and I didn't actually give you permission. Well, long story short, he said he was just kidding. He's like, sorry. And he gave me the shirt, and I still have it. I have it upstairs in my house. And it's a really, really cool depiction of her. She's very beautiful in it. It's kind of based on a drawing I did a long time ago of her, like, standing in front of some rocks, and she's got her, hands on. She's kind of leaning against these rocks, these huge, well, I should say boulders, and just kind of staring, straight ahead. I love it. I love that shirt. Still got it. Thanks, buddy. And I don't know. Wow. Episode 9, man. I've been trying to do it. I haven't really had a great mindset of concentration lately. Just hard to concentrate. But I'd like to blame the medicine. And, I'm still dealing with my health crap. My right eye is still screwed. I mean, I could definitely see better. I think I can see definitely a little bit better, but it still sucks. And I was supposed to get a colonoscopy on July 8th on a Monday, and it looks like I may not be getting that. And I don't know. I think the lady tried to call me back, but since I don't know my new phone number, because I did get a new cell phone, and I just got transferred the stuff from my old phone to this one, because that one's going to be going bing any day now. I still got a few more things I got to do. Update it. I got to find some other stuff. But anyhow, so I might have to do that on a different day. I know isn't this exciting? You're like, oh, this is so exciting. Just kind of being random again. Yeah, I know I am being random. That's just how I am. And getting kind of tired of saying, oh, if you don't like it, go listen to something else. Well, obviously you already are if you are, but that's fine. So, yeah. Weather in Spokane, it's been pretty warm lately. And I guess by this weekend, it's supposed to be really hot out. And I'm like, uh-oh. I'm not a really big fan of super heat, but I'm also not a fan of when it gets really cold. So, oh, excuse me. A friend of mine brought me, I think it's called a swamp cooler, and I'm going to wait till it gets a little bit hotter, and I might plug it in because I don't want to run too much electricity. But yeah, definitely want to get cooled off if it gets way too hot. And I don't know, it's been weird lately. Like, it just feels like the stars haven't been aligned right. Like, my roommate lent me his debit card, so I could get money out, for the rent. And it didn't work, and then I realized because I didn't actually have the right, what was it, the password or whatever? What do you call it? The 4-digit whatever. You know what I mean? Anyways, so I got the money, and then I tried to put it back in to put it into my checking account. It wouldn't let me, and I'm like, I tried 2 different ATMs, and then when I thought it was going to work, it wouldn't work. So I'm like, well, maybe, I can't put in a whole bunch at once, so I tried to put in half of it. And it said, not available to do right now. I'm like, or something like that. I don't remember. But anyhow, I gave up. I was like, Jesus, great. because I need to put it on my card because, unfortunately, I've got to the point years later, I pay my bills online. I used to just catch a bus downtown and get money orders for my bills, and I don't know, now it's just like, it's funny, everything, it seems like it's online, man. Paid online. It's like, oh God, you have to remember passwords and all this crap, and I never had to, remember any of this crap because I didn't have a computer back then. I didn't work in any buildings that had like alarms. You had to do the code. It's just a whole bunch of stuff, man. It's a whole bunch of stuff. But, it's all right. I'm just dealing with my stuff. I did get approved by the FMA, so I'm still getting help. I'm getting help again until December. And then I'll have to do a new interview. So hopefully to continue to be getting help with the copay, when I go to the doctors, and then my medication. And then pretty soon I've got to start seeing what I could do, getting financial help, because I just got one of my first of 3 huge bills. And I know my other 2 are going to be even bigger than this one, but I am going to do what I can, man. It's going to be good. I don't know. It's Wednesday. Oh, it's Thursday now. Oh, no, it's Wednesday. Sorry. I've got the days mixed up because I have Thursday off, which is 4th of July, and I'm just going to sit at home and probably watch movies. That's about it. Maybe play my guitar. Maybe try to put together some packages, which I have to apologize. I definitely owe some packages to some good friends out there. And some of you guys know who you are, and I'm going to get packages to you all, okay? Wow, am I exciting or what? No, I'm really tired right now. I'm really tired. Hard to focus. But I wanted to do another episode, and I'm just trying to think what to talk about. So, yeah, not really a whole lot going on in my life. What did I watch? Oh, I recently watched, of course, who was it? Oh, come on. Is it Martin Scorsese's complaining about the Marvel movies? Well, I just watched, in my opinion, a great Marvel movie. I watched that Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Really enjoyed it. I thought it was actually really fun. I've had it for a few months. I finally watched it Sunday, and I thought it was really a fun movie. And yeah, there is a ton of CG in it, but just to say it's not a movie because of all that, that's bull. And I know I've already mentioned an episode before because I love Martin Scorsese. I love his films. In fact, I've got, pardon me, I've got a Taxi Driver's been sitting in my room for a while. I want to watch that one again, but it's like anything else. It's like be in the right mood. But anyhow, I really liked that. I liked that movie. I thought it was fun. That Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania was fun, and God, I recently watched The Boogans, which was really cool. That was fun. I hadn't seen that in years. It's the one with the monsters in a mine, and ended up reopening these mines from like 1912, and then these monsters. What I don't understand is, well, they get out, but they go through the tunnels, and then they go in the houses. They go into this one house, but it's weird. It seems like it's only one house where they attack some people and kill them. But it was a fun movie. It's kind of slow paced, but you also got a lot more characterization. It wasn't just like, oh, here's a bunch of teens in peril. It was actually, you kind of get to know the characters, and me personally, I actually felt sorry for them because they're decent characters. But I watched that, and I watched Leviathan, which was really, really a total blast to see again. Gotta say, major ripoff of The Thing. I mean, there are so many similarities, and I actually started laughing. I mean, it's not a funny movie. It's actually pretty creepy. It's got a fantastic cast. I mean, come on, Peter Weller, man. But It's a great movie. I really liked it, and I'm not sure why. Maybe I'm repeating myself here. I don't remember, but oh, I don't understand why this movie didn't do so good. It's like it's obscure. Actually, not really. It came out on VHS. It came out on DVD. It's got a newer, nice. It's like a Blu-ray 4K release. Excuse me. Personally, I think it's a really cool movie. And I put it right up there with The Thing and Harbinger Down. Another very underrated horror film. That's the one from the people did the special effects for the prequel to The Thing, which I really wish they would re-release that with the original practical effects. I'd love to see what that looks like. I bet you it's way, way better. I mean, I like the prequel, but some of that CG is pretty horrible. But that's what the producers did. Complain that, the practical effects makes the movie look old. Well, that's the whole thing. Is supposed to be old, you morons. It's supposed to be like 1981. 3 days before Carpenter's The Thing, they were trying to make it look, older like that, dinguses. But that's producers for you, idiots. Who knows, maybe one day. Just like those rumors that have been going on for years about, come on, what's that other horror film?
You're still afraid?
Stop it now! I mean it!
He's coming to get you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're ignorant!
He's coming for you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're acting like a
He's
child!
coming for you. Look, here he comes.
Now he'll hear you!
Here he comes now. I'm getting out of here, PCA. Tune in to PCA's Podcast Weekly on Beyond the Podcast of 1984. BTP 1984.com. Beyond the Podcast of 1984.
Beyond the Podcast of 1984.
My brain is not working right now. It's a sci-fi horror. Oh, Event Horizon. There's been rumors going on for years and years now about a longer version, like the really messed up, creepy scenes where they find the captain's log and you see all the footage of the people being tortured and screaming and being crucified and cannibalized and all that stuff. But supposedly there's a lot more of that. What I don't understand is, why don't they just get off their butts and put it out? That's one thing I get sick and tired of. It's like they wait years and years. Just like Clive Barker, when they finally put out the director's cut of Nightbreed, also known as Cabal, and it was definitely different. I picked it up years ago. I really enjoyed it. There's a few things about it that made me kind of sad, like the death of a character that I really liked. The ending was definitely kind of different, but you know what? It was cool. But I'm also happy that you can watch the Nightbreed version too, if you want. But yeah, I gotta say, that one took a long time, and Clive Barker was doing his best to get it, and they finally got it, put it out. This is a really cool, nice introduction. And this came out years ago, but I gotta say, pretty cool. Love Clive Barker. I'm more into his horror than his fantasy stuff that he's been writing for a long, long time now, but I have a lot of respect for him. I think he's a great artist and a really neat guy. And he's somebody that I would love to meet. He's definitely one of my heroes. He's a really, really interesting, super cool human being, in my opinion, and just lots of respect to that gentleman. And, I don't know, a movie that I also did see, speaking of movies and horror movies, I finally saw John Carpenter's Vampires. And I gotta say, it was actually, do I want to say it was better than I thought it was? Kinda. It was a really interesting movie. It definitely had some big twists in it, and I thought it was a lot of fun, and James Woods, don't really know anything about him personally. Hear a lot of negative stuff, politics on, but just forget about that. The guy's a great actor. I mean, come on, Videodrome. And, no, come on, Videodrome. And, oh my God. Naked Lunch. Was that Naked Lunch? That was him? Yeah, that was James Woods. Great films, man. Great films. But I thought Vampires was pretty fun. I ended up giving the DVD to my roommate only because it was a full screen version. I'm like, blah. I prefer widescreen. I've already got it on my wish list, but I want to also get it on Blu-ray. Because I've been recollecting a lot of John Carpenter films, and then some that I didn't own before. Like, I never owned In the Mouth of Madness. I get that. I don't know when I got that movie. What, about a year ago? Year and a half ago? Maybe a year ago. But that was actually a really cool movie. I need to watch that one again. That was really, really good. And of course I got Dark Star, Assault on Precinct 13, Escape from New York, Escape from LA, Big Trouble in Little China. I used to have 3 different releases of that. I had the old double DVD, then I had a Blu-ray, and then I got the Blu-ray again because it had a different cover. And being the geek I am, I kind of wanted to get that one. But I gave it to a friend of mine. He's like, dude, nobody's ever done anything nice like this before. And I'm like, well, you're a cool dude, so hope you enjoy it, buddy. And that's like his favorite movie, so hey, cool. And then, of course, I've got They Live, The Thing. I got Halloween 1, 2, and 3, although, what was it? He only directed with the first one. I can't remember if he did the second one. I don't remember. I should know that, but I think he produced Halloween too with his wife at the time. And, of course, he produced Season of the Witch, which is one of my favorite movies, but I still have those with my Carpenter films. And then I've got, of course, Ghosts of Mars, which that's a movie. When I first heard of it, I thought, God, this movie looks really horrible. And I wouldn't even give it a chance. And long story short, I watched it and I liked it so much that a couple weeks later, I went up to Hastings and I found the DVD and I bought it. And that's another one I'd like to get on Blu-ray if it is on Blu-ray, which it probably is. But I thought it was a fun movie. I mean, to me, it's almost like Mr. Carpenter's remake. It's almost like he remade Assault on Precinct 13, but of course, set it very far in the future on Mars instead of, and I'm assuming that was Los Angeles, California that Assault was made in, but not as bleak or creepy, because Assault on Precinct 13 to me is a very creepy, moody, atmospheric film. And Ghosts of Mars was definitely more glossy and all that, but I mean, I enjoyed it, and I think it's an unfairly maligned film. And, speaking of that, I still haven't seen The Ward. It's funny because it was shot here in Spokane. In fact, a friend of mine at the time, he said he's riding around, he goes, hey, is this where they're making a film? And they go, yep. And they said, okay, you need to move on, because apparently he was near where they were filming. He's like, oh, okay. And he rode off. But I've never seen it. And I don't recall ever seeing it for sale either. I mean, I'm kind of curious about it, but I'm also kind of like, I probably shouldn't see it, because it might be good. I mean, I don't know. It might be a decent movie. I have no clue. I got to say, the one Carpenter film I do not like, I thought was absolute crap, was Village of the Damned. Oh my God, I thought that was one of the worst. I mean, the music's terrible. I thought that it's just a horrible film. And I'm serious, I love John Carpenter. But that movie, oh my God, it felt like a cross between a Hallmark film with a lot of antiseptic poured all over it, with a tiny bit of horror thrown in. And I mean, it was just, to me, it was like a waste of actors too. Like Mark Hamill, I had to laugh when he shows up. I just like, wow. That's a movie I doubt I'll ever own. I mean, I will say it was mildly entertaining, and have I seen worse than that? Well, I do own the Birdemic trilogy, which, guy's working on a fourth one, so it ain't gonna be a trilogy before too long. But anyways, Birdemic was really horrible. But the thing is, it was 100% horrible, so it was entertaining. But Village of the Damned, oh God, I'm glad my buddy was there. In fact, he's the one who made me watch it, my buddy Adam, and we were just like, oh my God. It was kind of painful to sit through, which I finished it. I just thought it was a terrible film. I'm sorry, because I almost always say great things about John Carpenter. I'm a huge fan, and I hate it when people diss on him. My thing is, if you're a fan of that movie, that's cool. I'm not. Have I seen worse? Oh, yeah. I mean, I just mentioned Birdemic's pretty bad. The Room was pretty bad, but... oh, there's a lot of bad movies out there, man. Wicked World, Things from 1989. But, those are all fun movies. I think if the Village might have had, like, worst acting, it might have been more entertaining. But I don't know, man. Village of the Blah. But, what am I trying to say here? There's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of bad stuff. But it's, everybody has their own opinions. I mean, there's movies that I absolutely love that I know people think are terrible. Or they're like, God, that movie's dumb. Like, I love The Doors. I love that movie, with Val Kilmer and Kyle MacLachlan and Meg Ryan. And I'm a huge fan of The Doors, but I love that movie. And I know of people that think that movie's overrated, stinks. They're probably not even a fan of The Doors, so of course that's not going to help, but I love it. It's one of my all-time favorites since like 1990. Love a lot of movies, man. It's what keeps me going. Movies, music, and speaking of music, been listening to a lot of Beck lately. And I'm finding kind of sort of a mixed bag. Like, I really like his first album, the 1 Foot in the Grave on Kill Rock Stars. That album is really good, in my opinion. And I think I like his more weird songs. And according to a friend of mine, those were all singles. But, like, I know the song Steve Threw Up is awesome. And I heard some songs by him way back in, like, the earlier 90s, and for some reason, I keep thinking of Hannah Tarashi. And then I keep thinking, wait, was that Ween? And, like, no, I'm pretty sure it was Beck, but almost kind of noise and really weird, like, really cool, weird stuff. Very entertaining. But no, I like Beck. I respect him, and, but I've been the other night I was listening to the Handsome Family. I first heard about them on that movie, Searching for the Wrong-Eyed Jesus, which is an amazing documentary about, these obscure bands, and it's just an amazing film, and the guy that did it, I believe, is a musician. But I'm pretty sure that is also the name of a song, Searching for the Wrong-Eyed Jesus. But anyhow, the Handsome Family is a man and his wife, and they make very cool music. It's almost kind of country, but it's like more weird, like murder ballad stuff. And I found their CD. I actually got it for free. Funny thing is, it was brand new. It was originally $2. I'm like, wow, really? I guess nobody. I don't know if it just sat there for a long time and nobody was interested. So the guys at 4,000 Holds just marked it down to $2, so snagged it. Probably gonna listen to more of it later on. And I got Deer Hunter album, which is the band I mixed up with Deerhoof. Deerhoof is pretty cool. I'd like to get some of their stuff, but Deer Hunter is pretty amazing. And I definitely like to get some music. Speaking of more mellow, weird stuff, but like Low. I can't even think of the other band now. There's Low. I don't know. Just a lot of stuff. There's a lot of good music out there, man. But, it's like anything. Art, comics, movies. Still hoping to see Furiosa before it's out of the theater, and unfortunately it may be out, but I'm hoping I could catch it up at the Garland, because a lot of times, they'll take some of those big movies and play them up there. I just really hope I can see it, because it's one of my dreams to see it on the big screen, and it seems like nobody has any interest in seeing it, and who knows? If I do get to see it, that could perhaps be an episode before season 2 ends. I don't know how many more episodes I'm going to be doing. This is episode 9. And if you're still listening to this, well, thank you very much. And hey, like every episode I say, I've been saying it this whole particular season, that we would really appreciate any comments, questions, nags, insults, whatever, man. Appreciate any words. Mean a lot to us. So you can do that. You can go to the Beyond the Podcast 1984.com, which is BT. What is it? Beyond the BTPO 1984.com, and then the other one's like BTOP 1984.buzzsprout. And like I said, I think I said in the last episode, I'm sure I did, that I'm not sure what the Buzzsprout thing is. I should know. I mean, it's my show, and I don't even know. Anyhow, I'm going to attempt to be more proactive, reposting episodes online. Hopefully people check it out. People that have listened to it, I really appreciate it. My friends, I'd love it if my family listened to it. Love to get their opinions, but gonna have some more crazy pictures to accompany each episode, so not sure what the Gigi one's gonna be. I was thinking about maybe dressing like him, or maybe I'll just take a dumb picture holding one of my favorite albums. Depending on which one it is, might have to censor it. That's fine. Cowards. But I've already planned it out. I'm gonna do an episode. I don't know if the whole episode is gonna be about them, but definitely got a bunch of stuff to talk about the Mentors. Yep, another crude, lewd, rude, shock rock, punk rock, heavy metal freak band. Definitely got to talk about Bloody Mess and the Scabs. I'll probably just throw that all in the same episode, because I don't think I'm going to spend an hour or whatever talking about the Mentors and El Duce. But I've got some stories. Still got that long planned WTF Zombies. That's going to happen, man. That's one I got to do at my house, though, because I got to be sitting there with all my references so I don't screw it up. Anyhow, hey, this has been Bizarre Alien, the mutant freak alien from outer space, and thanks for listening to the show. And we will see ya. I like to say that I'm not gonna see ya unless I know you, but anyways, more episodes coming soon, so thanks for listening to Beyond the Podcast in 1984, and as always, stay sick, take care, don't forget to change your underwear, take care of yourselves, people. To you and yours and your critters and everybody, lots of love, and as always, keep the filth. Keep watching the skies.
Beyond the
Bye-bye.
Podcast of 1984. Beyond the Podcast of 1984.
Beyond the Podcast
What is this?
It's Beyond the Podcast of 1984.
Well?
It's just BCA.
Better not be. I warn you, for many years, I have been training as an acrobat. Know a lot of tricks.
Well, then show us on btp1984.com.
Of course I wouldn't. Hey! Well,
BCA finds it very hilarious. Maybe you could tune in and listen to the show, btp1984.com.
sure. What do you think I am? A fake?
Are you a diehard fan of Beyond the Podcast of 1984? Do you want to show off your love for the podcast in style? Well, look no further. Introducing our exclusive podcast merch line. From t-shirts that will make you the envy of all your alien friends, to hats that will keep you looking freaky while repping your favorite podcast. We've got everything you need to take your Beyond the Podcast of 1984 fandom to the next level. So don't wait. Head to btp1984.com now and grab yourself some podcast merch before it's all gone. And remember, wearing BCA's merch will automatically make you funnier and more attractive. Get your Beyond the Podcast of 1984 merch today and join BCA's podcast revolution.